This is just another example of how much this show's changed in just the last year. Yeah, and I said it. I'll say it to I'm blue in the face. They started off the show. They were going for Mike Grell, Chris Nolan, Green Arrow, and now it's just a full-blown superhero thing. So hey, why not have the fucking superhero costume to match? You know, out with the old, in with the new, as they say. The new attitude of the showrunners, the writers, the producers of the show, that they're gonna totally embrace this as a live action cartoon comic book. And you know what can I say about the costume? It's a Green Arrow costume. What else can I say? I'm not too picky about that. I will say it's a lot better than that fucking god awful Hawkeye costume that Jeremy Renner's wearing in that promo art for Captain America 3. Fucking poor Hawkeye. But hey, this is not my a big. This is about Arrow, not fucking the Marvel Cinematic Universe. But yeah, just suffice to say, Hawkeye not used very well over there in Marvel, in my opinion. I'm sure a lot of people feel the same way. Very underutilized, and he's basically just there to fucking beef up their superhero roster. So okay, what else have we got going on? Oh, yeah, the Green Arrow. So anyway, the first episode is titled Green Arrow, the first episode of the season, and they're gonna apparently be calling him Green Arrow now. Now, excuse me, wasn't this whole thing that like after the 5-year origin is when they're gonna start calling him Green Arrow, and when he's gonna be officially transformed into Green Arrow, not like 4 seasons in? Like, or were like wasn't so was the 5-year origin just the were they just referring to the flashbacks? Because I was under the impression they meant both flashbacks and present day. So apparently he has all these identity issues in season 3, and he fights Ra's al Ghul, and that's all resolved and shit. And then that's enough for him to become Green Arrow. That's where the journey ends. So now everything going forward is he's now full blown superhero Green Arrow. Okay, so why don't we just change the damn show to this Green Arrow, right? Change the fucking title. And they're saying too now he's gonna act more like comic book Green Arrow, which I'm fine with. I'm actually really curious to how Amel will how he'll pull this off. I think he'll do a very good job. I'm just very curious to actually see his spin on like actual Green Arrow, like as he is in the comic. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. But I mean, so you're gonna have Oliver like Green Arrow, but some of his allies like Thea and Laurel, especially, they're still not quite like their comic book counterparts yet. I don't know. I don't know what's going on in the fucking rat maze of a fucking minds of the fucking writers and producers of Arrow. Says none of this really seems all that planned all very well, but we'll get into that later. Okay, so next we got this new character we're gonna be introduced to this season by the name of Mr. Terrific, who is DC's Mr. Fantastic. Well, okay, no. Maybe a name, but no. Actually, DC's Mr. Fantastic is either Elongated Man or Plastic Man. Anyway, so in actuality, I don't know of any actual like analogous character in the Marvel universe. There probably is one, but nothing comes to mind immediately for me. And Mr. Terrific, I guess he's gonna be some employee of DC's Iron Man. And he is in the comics. He's some kind of Olympic level athlete, and he eventually joins the Justice Society of America. And if I remember my DC Comics lore properly, they're the precursors to the Justice League. and Green Arrow and Speedy, not the Mia Dearden Speedy, but the Roy Harper Speedy, Red Arrow Arsenal, whatever the fuck you want to call them, were members. And it was announced that they're going to be portraying the character, and I believe that this is counter to how he's portrayed in the comics, is that they're going to be portraying him as a homosexual. And sure enough, like clockwork, and excuse me, I'm going to get on my soapbox for a second here, but I'm going to relate this to Arrow and Flash and stuff as much as possible, so I'm not going to go on a complete tangent here. Just like clockwork, we got the fucking homophobes coming out. Okay, so first of all, you're going to watch fucking Arrow Season 3. Go through all the bullshit in that season. All 23 episodes of that season. Go through 23 episodes of that season. All the bullshit and nonsense. All the stuff I complained about here, and all the stuff I've yet to complain about in the remaining, what was it, 13 episodes? 14 episodes? And you had no problem with the fucking show, but now that they're going to have a gay character on there, now the show sucks. Really, motherfucker? Oh, here's another thing, too, for you idiots, right? You bigots that are I mean, I guess it's supposed to show you the kind of people who are stuck left watching Arrow, all the fucking inbred white trash that are left watching this fucking show that's no longer entertaining, and I guess it shows that there's not much going on in the brain matter here for the idiots who are watching this and still thinking it's entertainment. The actor who portrays Malcolm Merlyn, Dark Archer, fucking right? He is gay. John Barrowman, fucking look him up on YouTube. Look up pretty much any video. The guy is the fucking, and I don't mean this in a disparaging way at all. This guy is the most flaming, flamboyant, fucking fruitiest gay man you have ever seen. But the thing is, who gives a shit? And I suppose the mentality would be, well, he's portraying a heterosexual character on the show, so therefore it's not a problem. And it's like it's just the whole mentality of like idiots, of the friggin' bigot morons, that, well, I wouldn't mind gay people so much if they just didn't act so gay. And you know what I say to those people? It's like you do realize they said the same thing about black people back during the civil rights movement. It's like they wouldn't have a problem with black people if they didn't act so freaking black. Like, people have to act, quote, normal. And one more thing. If you watch The Flash, which a lot of the people who watch Arrow watch Flash, but it's not vice versa. A lot of the people who watch Flash don't watch Arrow because, Flash is actually good and Arrow is fucking terrible. Is that we already have gay characters on fucking Flash. Pied Piper, the villain Pied Piper, he's gay. He's gay in the comics. They made sure you knew he was gay in the show. Well, you didn't have a problem with that? The fucking police captain over in Flash, he's gay. Gay in the comics. And actually, it's even worse with him because there's actually, at first they were pretty subtle about it. But then there's a scene in one of these episodes, I'm actually kind of cracking up here. It's really kind of hammy, because they kind of hit you over the head with the fact that he's gay, right? There's this point where, they point out, they go out of the way to point out the guy has a fiance. And it's almost like the creators of the show, hey, yeah, it's 2015, this gay marriage thing, it's a really big hot button issue, but you know what? We're a really progressive show, and we're all for it. We're all for gay marriage, so we gotta throw this in here. It's like, come on, guys. Like, but anyway, I'll even admit that was kind of a bit on the nose there, guys. But really. So anywho, yeah. So yeah, you're gonna sit through fucking Arrow season 3, all that bullshit. But now what? The gay character? I mean, come on, like, fucking get over it. Fucking what is this? The fucking like Dark Ages for crying out loud. Oh man. Anywho, so that's okay. So that's my spiel about that. Jerry Ryan, she's going to be playing an old friend of Moira, and it's going to involve this whole storyline where they're trying to find a new mayor for Starling City, or well, they're gonna call it Star City now, so it's more like the comics. So I didn't watch the complete Arrow season 3 yet, so I'm not exactly sure what the explanation is as to why they call it Star City, but I know they started planting the seeds for it this season. So that's awfully convenient that we never heard of this character before, even though she's a friend of Moira. It just never came up, and not only that, Moira was running for mayor, but her name never even so much as got dropped. Um, the producers were talking that the show was going to take on a more lighter tone, and it was going to be more in line with the tone of the Flash. Which at first I didn't like hearing that, because it sounded like they were just trying, like, it seemed like the mentality was, well, the Flash is more popular, like the ratings are better, and a lot of people watch Flash, don't watch Arrow and things. We're gonna try to bring that Flash audience over, and it's just like they're just kind of like terraforming fucking Arrow, so it's more like Flash and things. But I actually did read an article with one of the producers. I forgot who it was exactly. Probably Berlanti or Guggenheim. And they were saying that I guess what they said, I didn't mind what they said. It actually made sense. That after season 3, the characters they've been through hell. I mean, even season 2, same thing. They deserve a bit of a break, since this is a long-term story. You need a breather, a bit, and it can't be all doom and gloom all the time. And yeah, okay, fine. Okay, that made me feel better about it, but it's still it seems kind of like this could have been more of like a network mandate, and they're just covering it up by this whole thing again. The mentality that they probably want the show to be more like the Flash, since the Flash is more successful. Um, they're gonna be bringing in a villain by the name of Baron Ryder. I believe I'm pronouncing that correctly. And his alter ego is Baron Blitzkrieg. Really, guys? Baron Blitzkrieg. What's the matter? Was fucking Captain Nazi already taken? Alright, Captain Nazi was already taken. There is an actual DC villain named Captain fucking Nazi. Look it up. Oh man, guys. So really. So Baron Blitzkrieg. I mean, it sounds like what? It's like a Hydra reject. Like it doesn't it sound exactly like a fucking Captain America villain? And I guess the idea is that he's part of this group called Shadow Spire, which what are they supposed to be like DC's Hydra? But I guess that from what I've heard, I guess again one of the producers, I don't know who it was, they were saying that well, and this is gonna be in the flashbacks that they're bringing in this Baron Ryder guy. That they're not so caught up with the whole Nazi connection. Like that's not as important, and even like the whole alter ego of Baron Blitzkrieg. I guess they're downplaying that, but they just wanted to bring in a group like Shadow Spire because they have a connection to Slade.